Welcome to episode 125 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe, co-created by Bruce Timm. I am Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And it's 125.
It's 125.
Yeah.
It is the time of 125.
It's 1:25 a.m.
It is
I'm amazed I'm still awake.
Yes, nice breezy twilight.
No, that's the furthest thing from the truth. It's 5 p.m. on a Monday, and it's hotter than hell in my apartment.
It is.
I tried to do the aircon. Mm-hmm. It's too much.
Usually you can tell the temperature outside by the length of our episodes.
Yeah.
So the shorter ones, it's definitely sweltering.
This one's going to be a short one.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
We just had to get this out so it officially happened, and we're done.
We'll be back with 126 next week.
There was some Zeta. Things happened in the
It
news.
was still bad.
Yeah, and we're plugging hard. But no, we're back. We're going to be talking Zeta again. We'll get to this. I actually kind of like these episodes.
Don't even try to lie to yourself like this, Chris.
You had a week off, Cameron. You had a week away from Zeta.
And it was so wonderful. It's just like to breathe. I'm sure it's just like a prisoner that gets like off-site, whatever it is. Where they like have an off-site job.
Like time off? I don't know.
No. Where they have a like a temp job outside of the walls.
Okay, like they get to go out into the real world for a little bit, and then it just makes them miss the real world.
Well, not only does it make them miss the real world, but coming back is always so much worse.
Harder?
Yeah, because you get to see what else is out there.
You had the joy
I got to see the world outside of Zeta.
You get to see the light through the darkness.
I had my Shawshank moment.
It's just Cameron standing in the rain, just so happy to not be talking.
Covered in shit.
I don't know. I actually, coming back into the episodes, I think I appreciated them more because I had a little bit of time away.
What is there to appreciate?
I actually thought there was some decent stuff in these.
Oh, I mean, one of these episodes is the plot that you brought up a few weeks ago.
And they still didn't do it.
And they still didn't, yeah.
They still didn't do it, I know.
And Ro, the hypocrite bitch she is.
She kind of is.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We'll do, again, it's hotter than hell. We're going to try to make this a little bit quicker this week. We'll do a little bit of news here.
A little bit of news.
As of recording this episode, just this morning, the new Kingsman trailer came out, a.k.a. Kingsman 3.
He is the Batman.
The Batman?
Yes.
Do you think...
He's the King's man.
Do you think there's going to be a moment where Ralph Fiennes, like just towers over someone and just goes, "I'm Kingsman"?
Yes. Oh, for sure.
I cannot wait.
With his World War I style grappling hook.
Yes. He's like hand crank it to wind up.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a fishing rod.
It's just a really big spring.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think of the trailer?
I honestly didn't think it was part of King's. I thought it was just a play on. Yeah, I thought it was just a happy coincidence. Because they showed like 3 different emblems, none of which line up with the one that we know from Kingsman.
Did they show other emblems?
They showed like on the
coat
rings.
Of arms, yeah.
Yeah, they
like
show rings which have an emblem, and then they showed something else which was a different emblem.
You're right.
And then finally, at the very end, they go to the tailor shop.
The tailors, yeah. And then the symbol's there, and then it's in the title card as well. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah. And so I'm like, is this just a very weird coincidence that it's another secret group of British agents?
Just by pure happenstance. Yeah, it definitely felt like it was distancing itself from the previous movies. Like the whole bulk of the trailer did not feel like a Kingsman trailer. It was like this World War I action adventure storyline.
Yeah, it's almost like a spy versus spy World War I.
Yeah, and it's like
here's the big thing, but what we're dealing with is actually way behind the scenes.
Yeah, because
it felt way more espionage than the other ones.
The implications certainly seem to be that this was like the conflict happening behind World War I, or maybe like it's just set right after World War I. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Rasputin's in it.
Cool.
Right? Like the guy with the sword who's like twirling around. I'm pretty sure that's Rasputin.
That's awesome. Is Anastasia in it?
Yes.
Cool.
This is just a remake. It's it's a Fox property. So it could be.
So it's a Disney property.
Yes, this is true. But yeah, this could be the live action remake of Anastasia that no one was asking for.
It would not surprise me if the love interest was Anastasia.
That's true. That would actually kind of fit tonally with the previous movie. Also, I think that Ralph Fiennes is actually the new Bartok.
What?
Bartok? The little white bat from Anastasia.
Oh, I did not know his name.
What?
It's been a very long time since I've watched Anastasia.
Yeah, same.
Yes. You have a much better memory than I do.
You didn't have like all the Anastasia toys?
No. I had the one where it was Rasputin and he would collapse.
Okay,
It
yeah.
had the button at the bottom, and then you'd let go of the button and he'd rebuild himself.
Was that an actual normal toy, or was that like a Burger King toy?
I think that was a Burger King toy.
I feel like Anastasia and Toy Story were like two of the last movies that had Burger King toys, or like Happy Meal toys, that were on par with normal toys.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you actually know why?
No.
Well, why Burger King stopped doing it?
Why?
So in 2001, Disney and McDonald's had a huge agreement where basically there used to be a McDonald's at every Disney park because of
That's right.
this contract they had. So they had exclusive rights to promote all movies through toys.
Yeah.
Which lasted until like 2008 or 9, I want to say.
Oh, I didn't realize it lasted that long.
Yeah, it was a long. I think it was a 10-year contract. So maybe it started in 1998 or 1999.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had exclusive rights to all Disney things, and to the point where like they were. I think when Animal Kingdom opened, there was either a place that sold labeled McNuggets or it was labeled McDonald's fries.
I think it was the fries. I feel like someone told me that piece of trivia recently when I was at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably you.
It was probably me.
Probably you. Who else do I talk to that much about Disney?
Right.
Honestly.
But yeah, there's your little Disney fact of the day.
Wait, so that's why Burger King stopped doing it, was because of the exclusive contract?
Yeah.
But
yes.
then, was it just like a cost thing that they eventually stopped making the really cool toys? Was just like people weren't buying enough Happy Meals to justify the expense?
Probably.
Okay.
And I mean, there was a point where they definitely lowered in quality.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was just Disney being like, don't make us burn money.
Right. Don't cost us any more. 'Cause I feel like it was like the mid-90s was around the time they started cutting back on that.
Well, I mean, the peak was definitely when they made Beanie Baby Juniors.
Oh,
that was the McDonald's
Christ.
peak.
Yeah.
The Beanie Baby Juniors. And then the Burger King peak, because I actually just had a conversation about this last week.
Of course you did.
Was, I don't know if you ever got these because you weren't as into the franchise, but when Pokemon the first movie came out, you could buy a gold-plated, quote-unquote, gold-plated Pokemon card that you could store inside a giant Pokeball, a metallic Pokeball.
This sounds familiar.
And they were so cool. There was Pikachu, Charizard, and Mewtwo, and I want to say Blastoise. Maybe it was just the 3. But yeah, they were highly sought out collector's items.
Yeah.
And I think they still are. Because I had the Charizard one. I have no idea where it is anymore. Somewhere in my parents' house.
Because
I'm sorry, Mom, I didn't keep track of it.
Find it. It's probably worth something.
It's probably worth like $20.
You never know.
Yeah.
Like because I was never into Pokemon really. My brother collected a lot of the cards. He had some really rare ones too. Like he had one of the foil Charizards?
Yeah, holographic Charizards.
Holographic Charizard. We had like a lot of really valuable cards. They just sat in a box for years. And then we gave them to my cousin, and we're like, oh, we probably should just like try to sell those, because I think there was definitely some stuff in there worth some money.
Well, that was my mom gave away all of our Disney VHSs. Mom, because I know you're listening to this part. She gave them to my cousin, and my cousin just gave them away. Like that, they're worth money now.
So okay, I think the worst example I have of this was we were cleaning out my brother's closet before we were moving out of the house I grew up in. So this is only like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But in his closet, he had an original Woody doll.
Oh, dang.
In box, still. Unopened in box, like from Toy Story 1.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was my mom just like wrote in Sharpie on it, Goodwill.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my God, why?
That guy probably made like $100.
Why the fuck would you do that? But it's like, imagine what that would have been worth without the fucking Sharpie writing on it.
Yeah.
It probably would have been worth quite a bit. And I was like, God damn it, why?
Probably Al from Al's Toy Barn bought it.
I'm sure he did. I don't know. Our closet's full of that sort of stuff. I think at some point when my dad retires, he's going to start wading through it. And I mean literally wading through it, because there's so much fucking stuff.
Well, I mean, I
there.
carry my Mew card with me at all times still.
Do you?
I do. It's in my wallet. I mean, I can pull it out.
No, I'm not giving you the look like I'm doubting you. I 100% believe this is true.
Yeah, it's my good luck card.
That was my version of like the bless your heart.
Yeah.
Bless your heart look.
They gave out a Mew card, a very special ancient Mew card during the first Pokemon movie in theaters run. And yeah, I still hold that very near and dear.
Is it worth anything?
No. I mean, it's in horrible condition because it's just a little too big for a credit card slot.
Yeah, so it's a little bit frayed on the sides. Mm-hmm. I was just kind of laughing because, like, the cliche is, like, guys will carry, like, a condom in their wallet. And I'm like...
I call it the anti-condom.
You're getting dangerously close to having sex and you pull out the card.
Yeah. It's like, I know what I need in this situation.
I need my good luck Pokemon card.
Yes.
Oh my God, Cameron, I love you for being you.
Yes. So Kingsman is great.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
I'm excited for it. I mean, look, Kingsman 2 is not spectacular. I rewatched it not too long ago.
I remember it having like one or two good action sequences.
It has some really good action sequences. The opening car chase is fantastic. Mm-hmm. As is the big shootout at the end, all done to Saturday Night's
all the
All Right
heads
for a
blowing
Fight.
up.
Oh no, heads blowing up is the first one.
Oh, that's the first one.
Kingsman 2 is
or Knifey Girl.
No, that's also Kingsman 1.
Is that really?
Kingsman 2.
It is the first one. You're right.
It's the guy Charlie,
the
like the guy who was kicked out of the program in the first one. He's got the robot arm. And it's him and the robot dogs fighting Eggsy and Harry as they siege Julianne Moore's like compound in the Amazon. And so while that's going on, Elton John, like actual real Elton John, is like off in the bowling alley playing the piano or whatever. And so they have an Elton John song playing to this like really amazingly choreographed fight sequence. Mm-hmm. Like that's some stuff's pretty good, but it's a little overly long, and there's just some weird stuff.
They kill off the best character immediately, the girl.
Oh, I know. I mean,
she was so cool.
It's possible she may come back, but because they've already done that once before, you kind of feel like they're probably not going to do it again.
Right before the explosion, we trapped her body in gelatin.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But she lost her memory.
We've moved beyond just being able to resurrect people after gunshot wounds to the head. We can actually rebuild them after they've been blown apart.
Yes.
I was so sad to see her go. 'Cause I loved that in the first movie they set up the two of them having a platonic friendship.
Yes, and that it's so rare in film.
It is. I mean, especially when it's like two people that are that good looking, which that's everyone in film. But and then that genre too, like that was a really clever subversion. Like, oh, they're just legitimately like really best friends and they have a great rapport. And then to take that off the table was just kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
But this one looks a lot different. I'm excited about it. And then
so is the kind of the trainee, is that supposed to be a young Colin Firth?
I mean, he would he would have to be super, super young.
That's
like,
true, yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to think it's World War II.
Yeah, it's World War I. But even then, if it was World War II, he would have been born in like
as it was ending.
1920.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means that by the time that Kingsman rolled around, he would have been 90 years old.
Looks great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anyone old enough in the first two Kingsman movies to be played by a younger version in this one because the time jump is so great.
Okay. Who do you think is going to get the line? Manners maketh man.
Ooh, I mean, it's got to be...
Someone's got to say it.
It's got to be Ray Fiennes, right? I feel like
yeah.
you don't cast Ray Fiennes and not give him a line like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do love Manners maketh the man.
It's such a good line.
I know. That's what I mutter to myself every time I wear a suit.
As you should.
Yes.
Anytime I'm about to punch someone in the face, I say that.
Every time you're about ready to start a bar fight?
Yeah.
You pull out your Mew card, you kiss it for luck, put it back in your wallet.
Yep. Well, that's just to make sure, everyone takes a step back. Out of just pure concern.
Just to show how serious you are.
Yeah.
And then as you're going over and attempting to like close the patio doors of Flaming Saddles, I'm assuming you're at Flaming Saddles.
Well, of course.
It's the only bar that exists in my mind.
Well, I need a place where I can swing a lot.
That's
true.
And those
have the stripper poles.
That's true. They got stripper poles. They got rope swings. There's so many props there for a good fight sequence.
Yeah.
There's multiple tiers.
Honestly, that's where Titans should have a fight scene. Like, that's where Dick Grayson would be at his peak in combat.
Yes, plus then you could have this fantastic like peanut gallery off to the side of a whole bunch of people just going, oh,
just you.
It's just me. It's just me just staring at his butt.
Well, I just want the end of it because he beats everyone single-handedly, and Corey and Raven walk in, and like, do you want to explain how you know how to spin around a stripper pole so well?
It's like, oh, we know.
He's like, Bruce.
That was his like once a month bonus training class.
Yeah.
Is he and Bruce went down to
it's full infiltration. You have to be able to hide in any situation. He's like, Bruce is like, I have it easy where I can just be I can be a connoisseur at a strip club, but you don't have that kind of money. You must work. You must work it.
Work the pole.
Yes.
Wait, was it? I think there was a comic recently where Dick Grayson was undercover at a strip club.
That'd be amazing.
I'm pretty sure that is true. Or at least, okay, I know there was a comic recently where he was teaching gymnastics and he had a whole bunch of like his like female pupils were just staring at him.
Of course.
But I'm pretty sure he did actually go undercover as a stripper recently. I am going to look that up.
Okay.
I mean, okay, that was a long random tangent. Do you have any other major news topics while I look this up real fast?
I don't have a lot. I'm in deep Comic-Con prep mode because this week is Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Is that like there's been no major news because Comic-Con's typically a week. But
yeah,
are you feeling ready? Feeling good?
I mean, as ready as I can be.
Feeling like limber and loose?
I just messed up my knee, unfortunately.
What? How'd you do
can
that?
See all the blood on your couch.
Damn! Is that from kickball?
Oh, it's from kickball. Yeah.
Did you like try and slide? Did you hit someone?
No, sliding is not allowed.
Did you get in a fight?
Yeah, I said manners make a man, and they immediately knocked out my kneecap. I didn't have time to pull out the Mew card, my secret trump card. You've fallen straight into my trap card.
Sometimes I forget how dangerous kickball can get.
Yeah, no, I went for a catch and I dove for it and landed on my knee, but I caught that ball. And I got that out.
It was worth it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys win?
We did.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That was in no way like a deciding catch. We were up maybe 7 points, but God damn it, I wasn't going to let them get another one.
No, I mean, I appreciate your commitment.
Thank you.
To the game.
Yes. But no, I'm pumped for Comic-Con. I have my list of exclusives. I got into a Lego exclusive time slot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
For which Lego exclusive?
The Captain Marvel one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm really just excited for the cat. The Sarlacc. Not the Sarlacc.
Oh, the Flurkin.
The Flurkin,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. It has the Flurkin cat. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm pumped. I have my list of panels I want to go to.
Also, boom, here it is. Dick Grayson, stripper.
That's so good.
Keep talking.
Do you have the issue number?
I do. It is Nightwing number 38.
Okay. Everyone be on the lookout.
No, it came out like February of 2018.
Everyone
go hunt it down.
How have you not told us about this?
I feel like I must have mentioned this at some point.
I don't think you have. I would have remembered this.
But 'cause I remember this comics panel, so I've seen this before, obviously, because I remembered it. I might have to go track this down.
Yeah, do it.
Like right now. Are you fine just talking Zeta by yourself?
No. The apartment will set fire.
Damn it.
Just out of pure rage.
Okay, I will postpone my hunt for Nightwing number 38. But okay, so you got yourself a Lego exclusive slot?
Yeah, I got the thing probably I'm most excited to buy is because we've both weirdly loosely started to get into this. But Mondo is selling an exclusive Roger Rabbit, not poster, vinyl.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, damn.
For the 30-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I guess 31-year anniversary. So I'm going to try and get my hands on that. And then at some point buy a record player.
Oh, yeah, I got to do that still, too. Mm-hmm. That sounds amazing. I'm looking it up real quick. Oh my God. Yeah, that's...
Yeah. I'm super pumped for that.
So cool. Oh my God. And then the record is bright pink.
Oh, so that's the normal one. There's the exclusive one is the green one. It's
this
dip.
one. Oh, it's dip. Oh, oh my God. Yeah, it looks like the top of a vat of dip.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fantastic. But also now I know that this normal one exists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, and it comes with the Dear Jessica letter. Mm-hmm. This is fantastic.
How I love thee. Let me count the ways. 1 1,000.
2 1,000.
3 1,000.
4 1,000.
Yeah. But yeah, if anyone has any like Comic-Con things they want me to look at, I'll try and be on my toes as much as I can for the con.
Yeah, KT just texted me today. It's like, hey, anything you want me to pick up? I haven't responded yet because I can't think of anything.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. So the Batman Beyond panel is Thursday.
Yeah.
In Hall H.
Damn.
Yeah. Hall H is really gone downhill this year.
You're going, right?
I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
The panel's at 12:30, and I get down there at 10:30.
Oh, okay.
So I have to just rush over.
It's a little tight. Yeah. because you are our emissary down there now. You have to carry the brunt of like dragging the show on your back for the next week.
There's also so much Batman stuff because it's the anniversary of Beyond, but it's also the 30th 80th of Batman, but the 30th of Tim Burton Batman.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of Batman stuff going on.
Yeah,
there.
I think Wednesday night preview night there's a like a whole event happening where Batman's getting inducted into like the inaugural like Comic-Con Hall of Fame or something like that. Jed messaged me about it. I'm like, that sounds amazing, but I can't get down there on a Wednesday. Also, I'm not even going to Comic-Con. So, oh my God.
Yeah, so there's the 80th anniversary. Yeah, there's the 30th anniversary. There's the 20th anniversary of Beyond. And yeah, I think that's all. And then Hush is obviously premiering on Friday.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I might not be able to go to because I have to help with a Disney event.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah. But we'll see. I might go to the second screening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, I'm going to have to wait for another, like, 2 months or whatever until it comes out to watch it anyways.
Yeah.
So, and probably be disappointed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
But hey, you know what? They try so hard.
Oh, and then the Batwoman panel is they're showing the pilot of Batwoman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think also in Hall H.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Comic-Con it's mostly TV takeover. I mean, that being said, the Marvel panel is still going to be insane.
Yeah.
That's Saturday night.
So Thursday, I just had my anniversary list. So 12:15 to 1:15 is Batman 20th anniversary. Right after that is SpongeBob's 20th anniversary.
Oh.
Right after that is Dragon Ball Z's 30th anniversary.
Oh my God.
After that is Home Movies 20th anniversary.
So for all of you Cameron stalkers out there, now you know exactly where he'll be all day Thursday.
Yep.
Go
just
track
living in the past.
Track him down.
I'll just be time traveling.
Just gonna do the time warp again.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, they're doing the Pennyworth premiere as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Pennyworth is right before Hush, and then Batwoman is Saturday. My list is literally just Batman things.
Well, as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're our man in the field.
Yeah. Oh, the one that I'm most excited for is did you ever I think I saw them on your bookshelf at one point. Those Shakespearean Star Wars books.
Yeah, I have the first one.
Okay, so the guy who wrote those just did a new one, which they're performing at Comic-Con, which is Much Ado About Mean Girls. And so it's Mean Girls written in Shakespearean literature. And Shakespearean iambic pentameter. I'm so excited.
I'm really, really hoping his next one is 10 Things I Hate About the Shrew.
Yes. Well, so Mean Girls isn't based off of anything, though, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because a lot of people thought it seems like it should be based off something Shakespeare because it's so close to 10 Things I Hate About You and She's the Man.
And also, isn't Clueless based off of...
Yes.
It's like a classic film. What's the base off of? I can hear all the gays yelling at me. But to be fair, they're always yelling at me.
Right.
Oh, it's based on Emma.
Okay.
And wait, but what is... Oh, Emma's Jane Austen. Okay. Okay,
yeah.
But still. That's amazing, though.
Yeah, very excited for that.
Oh, my God. Wait, so that's... the launch of the book is happening at Comic-Con?
No, the book's been out for a bit, but they're doing a stage play of it. Yeah.
What?
At the Horton Grand.
Oh my God. Are you going? Do you have tickets?
I'm gonna try to. No, it's just a panel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it out there, but I feel like Horton Grand. That's a pretty far walk, isn't it?
That's over by the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Horton Grand Plaza, so it's a bit of a ways away.
Yeah.
But it's right by my favorite Brazilian steakhouse.
I know. You've mentioned that a few times.
Probably on this,
and that sushi place
show.
we went to, yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that Sushi Deli 2.0?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss the food.
I know.
I think I'm gonna miss the most actually.
You can come down just for the food. I just found out my friend is working the Brooklyn Nine-Nine event.
Oh really?
Yeah, so NBC's kind of just taken over the main lot. So they have a Brooklyn Nine-Nine pop-up where I assume you're just going to walk through the precinct. They are bringing back the Good Place pop-up. And then there's Superstore is getting a pop-up. Which is one that I watched the pilot and it just really didn't interest me.
Yeah, but apparently it's pretty good. It's been going for a while at this point.
It's gone for a while.
Yeah.
You know what show? Last tangent. I'm sorry. You know a show that I didn't realize is still going on?
What show?
Suits.
Oh,
just
shit,
had its 9th season.
It is, yeah. I feel like everyone just kind of forgot about it after Meghan Markle and Patrick J. Adams left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was because obviously I watched all of White Collar because it's an amazing show.
Up to the end.
Yeah, up to the last season. I don't think I watched the last season.
Yeah, it's got the exact finale you expect, and it wasn't particularly good. But otherwise, that show is really fantastic.
But right after I finished that, the only thing Netflix recommended me for probably 2 years was Suits.
Did you ever watch Burn Notice?
No, but that's another one I recommended.
Burn Notice is a lot of fun.
Okay.
Again, also not a great finale, but it's a pretty fun show.
Yeah, because it was kind of like White Collar, Psych, and then the other two we just mentioned, they're all kind of in the same world.
Yeah, there's a similar tone kind of going on through all of them.
Yeah.
Did you finish Psych? Did you watch all of it?
I did not watch Psych. I watched the first season.
Really good.
Yeah, I remember you used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it's like that in Californication.
What show?
And apparently Ray DeGaio, the 3 things I can never stop talking about.
Wait, have you seen Californication?
No, what is it? Tell me about it. It sounds like an amazing show, though.
It's not.
It sounds like a show that maybe the first 4 seasons is like a masterpiece. From that point on, it's like got moments, but not great. Is that?
I mean, it's just a show about a narcissistic writer who sleeps with anything that moves.
Sounds great. I'm on board.
Yeah. That takes place where we live.
Oh, even more so. I love to watch stuff where I live.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, I know that place.
Yeah, that's why I like Franklin and Bash so much.
That's why you're so excited for something in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yes. Yes, cannot wait.
I actually am incredibly excited for that.
No, I am as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the Bruce Lee sequence alone in the trailer just looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Although I've heard it's crazy long.
That's fine.
Is it?
I mean, for Tarantino, when you put out one movie every 4 years, like I'm fine with it being long.
Yeah, but it should only be long if it needs to be long.
Yeah.
Which I guess.
Well, because did you see Crazy 8 in IMAX? Not in IMAX.
In
the
Hateful
75?
Eight?
Hateful 8 in
in 70 millimeter?
Yeah.
I did.
So you had the intermission.
Which I loved that, actually.
Same.
Like, I loved going into that and having the overture in the beginning, watching half the movie, having the intermission, like walking out, walking back in, and finishing it. I really loved that whole experience. I haven't watched the movie again since, because I'm worried I won't appreciate it as much without that built into it.
Right. Yeah, because he wrote it to have that.
Yeah.
And so there was that big discussion with Endgame before of like, will they add an intermission? Like, no, they shouldn't, because they didn't plan for an intermission.
No, they didn't plan for one, and there's really no good point to do one in that movie because there's not a real great midpoint. I mean, it's broken very cleanly into 3 acts, approximately an hour each.
Yeah.
But there's no good point to be like, let's all go to the lobby, and everyone shuffles out.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the I'm not going to talk about it. Let's talk about Zeta.
Okay.
It's not important.
I know, we said it was going to be a short news section, and technically it was.
Yeah, we didn't talk about a lot of news.
Everything else went long. So let's jump into crime waves here. Speaking of it being super hot in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you made a reference that this was finally maybe going to do the plot that I've been wanting to see, which is
robot rights.
Yeah, it's like, is this finally going to address why humans are so terrible to robots? And the answer is not really.
Yeah.
Sadly. Basically, Zeta and Ro are hanging out on Malibu Island.
Is that what it was called?
It's called Malibu Island.
Great.
So, does that mean...
Yes, California did have the earthquake and it did drift off to the sea.
I was going to say either that or the ocean levels rose to the point where now the only part of Malibu that's left is like one hillside.
Okay.
It's like it used to be Pepperdine and now it's just like an internet cafe surrounded by ocean.
I mean, it all is, yeah.
Which actually that fits too, because they even make a comment about how it's like, it's like a nice 85 down the coast and a pretty normal 110 in the valley.
I know, I did appreciate that comment. Like, I get it.
Yeah, it's like clearly the writer was sitting in his like cramped office, probably without air conditioning, in Burbank writing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what we've now learned is that the West Coast is gone in this future. Totally believable. But they're hanging out in Malibu Island, basically waiting to see if any new information pops up on Selig. And while they're at the beach, some random kid whose name is Wade Pennington?
Yep.
Is getting harassed by a bunch of like
bullies
teenage
on scooters,
biker gangs.
I was honestly, when I saw that moment, I was really hoping this was going to be a Karate Kid themed episode.
Oh my god!
And
yes.
I was so disappointed. I was even more disappointed when it wasn't.
Were you just really hoping there would be a beautiful shot of Zeta standing on a log doing a crane kick at sunset?
Yes, absolutely yes.
Would have made me love the whole show.
Or Wade teaching him how to balance or how to bounce a soccer ball on his knee.
Exactly.
Very romantically.
Ro teaching Zeta how to snatch flies.
Yeah.
With chopsticks. Mm-hmm. They're probably
but
like
he just
weird
can't
little
stop
robot
zapping
flies.
them.
Yeah.
He just pulls out his in-arm saw blade. He's like, I don't need to catch them. I can just murder them.
I will never kill again, except for these flies. They're really damn annoying.
Yeah.
They're ruining our dinner. But so they come across this kid who's getting harassed, and
we find out he deserves it.
He deserves, well, yeah. So he's like the heir to this like Pennington robot fortune. And so you think, oh, well, maybe there's going to be something in here about, like, maybe this kid is going to be connected to Zeta somehow. Like, maybe Pennington was one of the contractors to help build the robots or something, right?
Yeah.
Or even when we show up to the kid's, like, mansion in Malibu, there's all these security robots. Like, oh, well, these are clearly coming from the dad. But no, they're just the security robots of Sven, spelled with a W.
Of course. You know what would have been cool? If they'd connected these two episodes and the bounty hunter in the next episode was the dad.
Why would the dad be a bounty hunter?
I don't know, because he built the robot. Maybe here's my synopsis for you. The dad doesn't want his son to know that the business is failing.
Okay.
So he really needs the money. And since he helped build Zeta, as we're going with that storyline now,
okay,
he knows how to track it, how to stop it. So he built that collar because he knows that's the only thing that can kind of deactivate him.
Okay, you've turned me around on what I thought was going to be a really stupid idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Because also in this world, someone would be crazy enough to decide that, oh, I need money, so I'm going to go become a bounty hunter.
Yeah, that's very much in line with this world.
Also, we're not going to change the bounty hunter's aesthetic at all. He's still got a robot arm.
Oh, exactly.
And like an eye patch and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, long purple trench
coat.
coat.
He's still a pirate cyborg bounty hunter.
Yes. But also a very rich man.
Yes. Well, formerly rich.
Formerly rich.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so the kid has this bounty or this bodyguard named Sven with a W,
who looks like he walked out of Venture Brothers.
Yes.
Like that's all I could see was just this is a character who doesn't look like he belongs in this world in any sense of the way.
No, because he's kind of...
his whole character model just doesn't fit with anyone else.
Yeah, he's got like the builds more or less of a Johnny Bravo. If instead of having is that a pompadour, that style of haircut?
Mm-hmm.
If he's got a ponytail.
Yeah, and I don't know why he stood out so much. I feel like what they did, because I caught them doing this later in the episode, is they drew him in all the scenes and had everything done, and then the creative lead was like, we need him to be slightly bigger. And so instead of redrawing it, they just slightly scaled him up, which means the line thickness would have been just barely thicker than everything else.
Yeah, and so he would stand out.
Yeah, and I feel like something like that might have happened because he was very apparent, on like a different plane than every other character.
I actually didn't notice that, but that is a very good observation.
They did that a second time, not with the line weight problem, but when they're captured in the ship later in the episode.
Oh, okay.
We'll obviously get back to this later, but Zeta like stretches his legs to get to the top.
Oh yeah.
And so instead of like giving him, some kind of mechanic to stretch his leg out, I literally saw them stretch the model. You can very visibly see the kneecap
getting bigger.
Yeah, the circular kneecap stretching into an oval.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, they are so lazy right now.
They really didn't put the budget into the animation on this.
Yeah. Or into the storytelling.
Or into really anything here. Because now, yeah, so we're hanging out with Wade. He's a total little shit. And he's like really mean to all the robots sort of in his employ. Mm-hmm. So when they show up to his house, he's getting a massage. And the massage isn't hard enough. So he throws his watch into the pool and then basically tells the robot to go in after it so the robot short circuits. I am still baffled by the inability of robots in this future to withstand water.
Honestly, until we saw Zeta in the ocean, I was like, is he waterproof?
I mean, no one else is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have robots... Wait, hang on.
Most of our robots today are waterproof.
This is true, but also in Batman Beyond, do we see anywhere near as many robots as we do in Zeta?
No.
Like, there are no robots in that show.
There's Ace.
The dog?
No, from Royal Flush.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's a robot.
That's the one I can think of.
You're right, but there's no, like, robot cashiers.
There were more robots in Batman the Animated Series than there were in Batman Beyond.
Yeah, because there are no, like, robot cashiers. There are no menial tasks being done by robots. There's no, like, little robots going around the streets cleaning up garbage. There are no robot advertisements, like, no robot cashiers.
Yeah.
So does that mean that Gotham is just so poor and downtrodden that it doesn't have robots?
Or is it in the setup where, like, you know, the joke is like trends always start in LA or in New York and then grow out? It's like maybe this is a new thing. That's why the robots aren't built very well, besides Zeta.
Because
he's
not just great happening.
Yeah, so these are all like V1 iPhones.
I mean, I like that idea, but haven't we been seeing robots pretty much everywhere they go, and they've been going to like the middle of the country and like the East Coast and stuff like that?
I think poor is probably the better answer.
Yeah, because also if you think about it, Zeta is supposed to be one of the most advanced robots in the world. And he's really even not that advanced.
Yeah,
I feel like we see more advanced robots in like Justice League.
Yeah. But I mean, most of those are part of Brainiac, so I don't think that's as fair.
But does Superman ever have any Superman robots in Justice League?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Okay, maybe not. But I mean, it doesn't really make any sense.
So, but here's my difference with Ro mistreating the robot and Wade mistreating the robots.
Yes.
Because she's very much a hypocrite.
Oh, she's
like, how could you short circuit your robot like that by putting him in the ocean or in the pool when 3 episodes ago she poured her shake or whatever on another robot to malfunction? Yeah. But here's the difference: is that was not her property. These robots are his property.
So she's worse?
Yes. Constantly.
She's destroying someone's like public property.
Yeah,
and this kid's
in the next
destroying his own stuff.
In the next episode, we'll talk about in a second. When that defense grid went up and she was stuck outside, I was so relieved because I'm like, amazing. She's not going to be in this episode.
Guess what happens?
Guess what happens? She gets back in the episode.
So yeah, so they're hanging out with Wade, who's really terrible to those robots. So this I thought was at least kind of an interesting initial twist, right? Which is we're introduced to this character who's immediately perceived to be a victim, and then turns out that he is terrible. Like, he's a perpetrator of like violence in his own right. It's like, okay, one, that's at least kind of interesting, although it's kind of repetitive when we factor in, was it Bucky?
Yeah, because this is the second child.
Yeah, this kid's a lot like Bucky. So then, you know, it's not too long after they decide to leave his house because he's a little shit, that he's kidnapped. And here's where I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to do something clever here as well, because obviously the red herrings here are the biker gang, and Zeta and Rogue go to investigate them. And when they're there, they learn that Sven has kidnapped the kid. So then my thought is like, okay, well, maybe it's not even just Sven. Like, is the kid...
It's the robot revolution.
Well, I was thinking maybe, one, that would be fantastic. I would love if that's where the show went. But I was thinking, oh, well, maybe, like, this kid is doing this more or less for attention. Like, he even mentions that his dad is on business and his mom's off skiing.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, like maybe that this whole thing, like he basically has like was paying those guys like under the table to harass him to try and get the attention of his family or whatever. And so maybe he kidnapped himself, or maybe Sven was actually innocent, or maybe Sven was in on it. And then it was just Sven doing it because he wanted to make money off of the ransom.
Chris, do you know what this is? This is the synopsis we made up at the very beginning of Batman the Animated Series, where Alfred was the one controlling all of the villains, so that Bruce had something to do in his free time. Oh my
God, you're right.
They were listening to us 20 years ago.
They saw into the future and stole our idea.
How dare they?
They reverse almanacked us. They almanacked us. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's lawyer up.
All right. Wait, that explains why we're living the Biff Tannen future now.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn it.
We can fix it.
We can fix it.
We can fix it all.
We gotta go back, Marty.
But what if the reality is worse?
I don't think it can be.
Yeah, they can't be.
I really can't imagine one where it is. except one where everyone is dead. And honestly, is that worse at this point?
But yeah, so then it becomes like a generic thing. They go out and fight on the boat. There's robot smashing happening, and then Sven gets captured. But like, I was hoping maybe they were gonna like dive into that idea of like, why are humans so mean to robots? Like maybe Zeta could finally mention it. But instead, what happens is that Wade then spends the final part of the episode playing basketball with the robots,
which
he's now friends
honestly
with them.
Felt so much lonelier.
Doesn't
at
it?
The beginning
though?
of this, because at least he had Sven in the beginning, who was another human. Now he just has robots,
Right?
And that I felt a lot of pity on that part.
It's so much sadder, and like they also kind of wrote themselves into a corner where, you know, one of the robots brings him a tray of lemonade, and you were waiting for him to be like, "Oh no, like you have some lemonade," but obviously,
I know that's what I was thinking.
But he can't do it because the robot was short circuit.
Yeah, well, because he brought, if you notice, he brought 4 lemonades for the 3. I mean, I guess 2 humans, but 3 perceived humans.
Yeah.
Who's that 4th one for?
I think what's going to happen is
Does the robot just want the offer? Like he knows he can't drink it, but he'll do the like throw it behind his like.
Thank you, and like toss it over his shoulder.
Yeah. It's like, delicious.
I think what's actually going to happen as soon as Zeta and Ro leave, Wade's like, "Oh, this extra glass of lemonade is for you. Drink it. You have to drink it.
Yeah.
Drink it."
He just turns into Sid.
Yeah.
From Toy Story.
Yes. And he forces the robot to kill himself with a glass of lemonade.
Yeah.
Because he's a monster. Because all children in this future
He's a
are
sociopath. Yeah.
Yes.
The one thing that drove me nuts in this episode, there's many.
Yes.
One of the one things was in the final fighting climax when Zeta, first off, he makes it a point of like, Ro, take Wade out to the boat, out to the getaway boat, which they literally walked past before going upstairs to try and get to the main deck. Not okay. That's one thing.
Also, they escape from the hold of the ship by cutting a hole in the hull. Hole in the hull. Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes. They escaped from the hull by cutting a hole in the hull.
Yep.
And then scaled up the hull. But all
too
that would
much
do
now.
was mean that a whole bunch of water would flow through that hole in the hole, and the whole thing would go down.
Yes. Are you happy with yourself?
I'm so happy with myself. I did it. I didn't even get caught up in it.
You did it. You nailed it. No, the thing that bugged me was Sven like tries to knock out Zeta. Zeta's still in human form.
Yeah.
Again, the human form that everyone knows is a wanted criminal, but that we'll let that go in this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't.
And in every episode.
Yeah. In California, they just don't know that yet.
Exactly.
So he hits him over the head. He's like, "How did that not work?" And then Zeta immediately turns into his robot form. It's like, "Oh, I have the one gun that can affect robots.
Thank God.
Thank God you're a robot." And like, how are you so dumb? How is everyone in the show so dumb?
Because we've established that college is unaffordable in this universe, and so everyone's really stupid.
I know, but he's a robot.
Even the robot, because the robots are programmed by also stupid people.
Yeah, I think that should have been the last line, as well as going back to your point of like Wade learned his lesson to treat robots better.
Yeah.
And I wanted like Ro to say like, all right, now make sure you like, you know, robots have feelings or blah 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 blah.
Or people too.
Yeah, make sure you treat them well. And as they're walking off, Zeta be like, but Ro, you don't treat me with a lot of respect.
Right?
And then she's like, ha ha. And then like that would have been the end.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then never bring it up again. Were you also disappointed in that final fight sequence?
Probably.
So Zeta takes out Sven by using his laser to cut loose a bell up on the ship.
Yeah.
And it falls in the guy's head. Were you disappointed that Ro didn't say, saved by the bell?
For copyright reasons, no.
But like that is the most obvious joke there, and I'm legitimately shocked they didn't.
I know, because this whole show is not even low-hanging fruit, but rotten fruit that has fallen off the tree they are now picking up.
This is fruit so low-hanging that even I'm judgmental on it. And I did a whole like 2-minute bit on the whole.
Yes.
So it's bad. That gives you a sense of how bad the comedy is in this.
Yeah.
Even I'm judging it. Did you have any other like major thoughts on this?
That's most of it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, I did have one other thing that I found very amusing, though.
Okay, was it his casual strut when they were sneaking around?
No, it was that for Wade, his dialogue is making my gaydar go off nonstop.
Okay.
Like a couple of things, he makes a comment when the lemonade's brought. He's like, if I want lemonade, I want to make it make me pucker. I'm just ooh, okay. And then later when he's getting a massage from the robot, he's like, oh, no, harder. What are you doing, playing patty cake on my back? I'm just like, I can't deal with this.
We're at a full 11 right now.
This is like level, like this is beyond an 11. This is like level 13 sexual innuendo happening here.
So my thought with that was, one, this kid's obviously a sociopath.
Yes.
But he just wants to feel something. And so he needs his lemonade to be as strong as possible so he can just feel anything in his life. He's so stranded and alone in every aspect. Maybe I was projecting a little bit.
No, I was just about to say that if there's ever the most solid piece of evidence this character is gay is that he just feels stranded and alone and wants to feel something.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, not crying, but I'm kind of crying.
It's a real laugh
on the inside.
It's a laugh that hurts.
It teeters on the edge. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's too real. It's so too real.
Now the next episode is another plot point we've been talking about for a while.
Oh, when's Lee gonna save them?
When are they gonna realize that he's not a bad person?
Oh, okay.
Or a bad robot.
Yeah, so...
Still also not handled well.
No, it's still not handled well. Because, no, in this one, it starts, as many of these episodes do, in media res, with the NSA chasing them down.
Yes.
This time,
but no
though...
Bennett this time.
What?
No Bennett this time.
Exactly, yeah. This time, it's just Agents West and Lee. And they're able to incapacitate Zeta's ship, and they crash into a lagoon, partly because they are aided by some mysterious guy in the shadows, who... we can tell immediately we can't trust.
I was hoping he was going to be a good guy.
How is he going to be a good guy? He's hiding in the shadows, and he clearly has some sort of weird eyepiece thing going on. He looks like Count Vertigo.
Yeah, I was going to say Skulker, but Count Vertigo, that's a much better
Exactly,
comparison.
Skulker, Count Vertigo. Like, he's clearly not someone that we can trust.
Yeah.
But
I wanted the turn to be later. Like, I wanted them to believe he was good for a little bit longer.
In the episode?
Yeah. Like, maybe he was someone the NSA was after before, and in his escape, he lost his arm. That's why he has the robotic arm.
Oh, you wanted Zeta and Ro to think he was a good guy for a little bit longer. Yeah, because it doesn't take them long. He basically takes them immediately to an abandoned candy factory, the Koala Candy Company.
Yeah.
Which is filled with a bunch of walking...
Oompa Loompas.
Yeah,
robotic
robot
Oompa
koalas.
Loompas. Yeah.
You've seen the animated Grinch movie, right?
The most recent one?
No, sorry, the original.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Boris Karloff animated one. Do you remember there's some of the wind-up toys that he's playing with, and some of them kind of look like anthropomorphic koalas, a little bit.
Vague. I remember the
like he winds them up, and then they kind of like goot step, frankly, like into the bag.
I only remember the drummer boy wind up.
Okay, yeah. There's one of them that kind of looks like these koalas, where it's like it's a human body, but pudgy with a koala head on it.
Okay.
They're freaky.
Yeah.
Like, they even call it out, like, the whole thing is freaky, because it's this random, like, sugar-coated gingerbread house in front of this massive abandoned factory.
Yeah.
Nothing about that's a good idea, but they just go in willingly.
Well, yeah. I mean, they even make the Hansel and Gretel joke.
Yeah. It's like they acknowledge it, and like, well, we're just going to do it anyways.
Yeah, but they have no idea what money is, because that was the stinger of the last episode. But Hansel and Gretel's still around.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the little post-credit thing is them talking about paper currency, which is long since dead.
Mm-hmm. But it couldn't be that... It's 2040. It can't be dead for more than 30 years at max.
Yeah, but like kids now don't know what rotary phones are.
Okay.
Right? Like, so, like, look, you could understand that if technology got so
but rotary
far...
phones have been... That's been a while since... It's been more than 30 years since a kid has seen a rotary phone. Or since we've used that.
I mean, if you lived at the time when landlines were still a thing...
I think corded phones would be a better comparison.
Okay, fine, corded phones. But like, I've seen rotary phones.
Yes. We saw one at the Grand Californian, and we both got so excited.
We did, because they're real rotary phones.
They're real rotary phones. You can use them.
Yeah, only Disney keeps these things alive.
Yeah.
But you can see, like, technology getting so antiquated. Like even the thing now is, you know, for you and I still, if you want to, like, mime being on the phone, do we even have this conversation at Disneyland? Maybe this is somebody else.
I think that was someone else. No, we did have the conversation. Okay. Yeah, because you don't do it with the pinky out anymore. You hold it.
You hold it, yeah.
Yeah.
I seem to have like no ability to recall what conversations we have and have not.
It's fine.
I seem to like replace all non-podcast conversations we have with somebody else.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that's because we don't actually hang out ever.
What was the? Oh my god, there was a bit that I think I showed you, where someone was making fun of an improviser, and how they hold a gun. What was that?
It was a show. Oh no, it was it was a like a video essayist.
It was Anna Akana.
Yes.
Yeah. Where she was making a joke because in improv, the first thing they teach you is like how to hold a phone properly. You don't do it with the pinky out, and how to hold a gun. You don't point your hand like a gun.
Yeah. Like in the way everyone points a gun.
Right.
When it's your fingers.
And so she makes the joke of like her playing the improv instructor. It was like, oh well, actually you don't hold a gun like that. You'd hold it like this.
With your finger over the trigger.
Yeah. And then the student being like, well, actually, safety precaution would say if I were to hold a gun against someone, I wouldn't put my finger on the trigger until I was ready to shoot. Until then, I'd be in safety mode with my finger straight out. And her having like a crisis of conscience. Yeah. Like, everything I know about improv is wrong. So if you guys can imagine what we just verbally explained.
Yeah, if you can imagine a funny version of that anecdote.
Yeah, or just watch her video.
It's the
video that came out 2 weeks ago. It's very good. It's about the language of what is it? How to show empathy properly.
Oh, it's the 5 signs of poor communicators, poor listeners, right?
Yeah, poor communicators.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we realize we do all of them.
Yeah, we do all of them.
Yes.
On this podcast.
Yeah.
What's her name? Anna Akanda?
Akana, A-K-A-N-A.
What? Anna Akana?
Yes.
A-K-A-A-N-A?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta put
You're thinking Angelica Akanda, who was the Nickelodeon cartoon from 1999.
I really don't think I was.
Are you sure that's not where your mind went?
I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
I think I gotta put these things in the show notes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go into this candy factory with this guy who's clearly a bounty hunter. His name is Crick. Crick? Yes, yeah, Crick.
God, it's
and he looks like a bounty hunter. Like we described him when we were talking about the previous episode. But yeah, he's got like a Count Vertigo style like eyepiece on one eye that allows it's the same sort of binocular tech that the NSA has. He's got that.
It's a monocle.
Yeah, it's basically a monocle. He's got a big crazy robot arm. He's got a purple trench coat. He's got bandoliers all over the place. Like he's obviously not a guy that can be trusted. And
he was obviously made to sell toys.
Yes, and I don't. Oh, we did talk about this. There were some Zeta toys, or there weren't. Doesn't matter. But he basically wants to take Zeta in, quote unquote, alive, to the NSA. So he has this collar basically that'll deactivate him. Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
He's so boring. Because he has no motive except money.
Yeah, there's no like personal connection here at all. Yeah, there's no stakes.
So Lee shows up. Agent Lee shows up.
Yeah, because she left Wes behind.
Thank God.
I know.
I was so excited when she's like, "You stay here. I'm gonna go be part of the plot."
Yeah. We don't want you.
I know. And they couldn't. We were so close. They had to shoehorn him in the last 3 minutes.
Yes.
We were so close to having a West free episode.
Oh.
We can only dream of such a gift they could give us.
Hey, we still have 14 episodes to go.
Tell me that.
There's room.
Don't say that.
I could tell you were starting to develop like a slight warmth and appreciation. I thought I should have shut it down real quick for you.
So Lee shows up. Zeta uses the opportunity to throw Ro out of the plot, and that was also a good feeling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Crick puts up like this electric. Because for some reason, this candy factory has like an incredibly advanced electrified hologram fence.
Well, I mean, if you also had a future Willy Wonka torture factory, I'm sure you'd also have some kind of crazy electric gate.
It's a good point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How are there not more death traps in that factory? Actually, now that I think about it.
There are. They took them all to Canada. That's true. Because that is the joke. Is everything? Even though everything in this factory still works and still has like product in it. Which is probably nasty chocolate that's been sitting there for years. Yeah, they keep
eating the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like vat of unprocessed chocolate that's been sitting there for 5 years.
Yeah, because it all moved up to Canada.
I forgot that was a plot point that it all went to Canada.
Yeah. So the bounty hunter takes Lee captive. And how many times in an episode can you fake hurt a hostage?
Oh, as many as you need.
Yeah, because he did it, I want to say 4 times. Where he's like, you have till the count of 3, Zeta, or I'm going to drop her. And he doesn't drop her.
Oh, yeah.
And then he ties her up. You have till the count of 3, Zeta, or I'm going to stretch her out. And he doesn't stretch her out.
Because he puts her on that taffy puller. And then he does turn it on. But she just gets like mildly stretched out. Like she probably just like realigned her spine in a very helpful way.
Yeah, honestly, that looked pretty comfy.
I was all down for that. I was like, oh, I could use one of those.
But what was not comfy in this episode is how long they had the moan track going on. It was driving me nuts because it was so uncomfortable because he stuffed her mouth.
Oh, yeah. He put a lollipop in her mouth, and that was supposed to somehow gag her.
Yeah. And so they just had her like moan gag sound effect on loop for maybe 3 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I felt so uncomfortable.
I'm gonna be honest, I had tuned out pretty thoroughly.
Yeah. I had to make sure I didn't have like another tab open by chance.
You thought
just to double check.
Which one of these tabs is moaning at me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, so then I don't care what happens. Ro finds a way in.
She finds a way in.
West shows up right as she tries to go into the secret tunnel.
And she knocks him out by tricking him into walking into the...
He tricks himself. Let's not over compliment Ro.
She tricks him. I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
She says, hey, I'll walk you to the entrance. And he says, no, I'm going to walk in front of you, even though you know the way, and walks right into the fence. She in no way tricked him. Don't give her compliments she doesn't deserve.
Okay, fine.
She's still a horrible character.
Well, he's even stupider than
he is. Still the stupidest one in this entire show.
By a significant margin. Also
it's hard to be the stupid comic relief in a show of just stupid people.
That's true. Maybe he's actually the smartest one.
That's like, imagine Idiocracy, but someone even dumber went to the future.
Yeah.
And it was like, how are all these geniuses still around?
It was basically like making Idiocracy now.
Yeah.
And most people would just assume it was a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they go in and Zeta frees Lee from the taffy puller by doing some weird distraction I didn't fully understand. So, because we see he cuts the cords on a catwalk, and then he does some sort of programming trick to one of the koala bears, and then he triggers the catwalk to fall on top of him, but how does he not actually get crushed? Like, he can't program an object that he's not touching to look like a hologram. So, like, did he, like, leap out of the way as the scaffolding came down?
I guess so.
I don't know.
But here's the one line that kind of made me giggle. And it's when the scaffolding falls on Zeta. We assume it falls on Zeta. The bounty hunter says, oh no, I've been working on this plan for months.
Yeah, months.
This is a very fresh bounty hunter.
Because he apparently he's been researching and tracking Zeta for a few months, which is how he knows that Zeta is behaving like a good guy. He makes a comment about how it's almost like he's programmed to save people.
Yeah.
And that reinforces for Lee her suspicions that he doesn't actually behave like a killer robot. So at the very end, when they've incapacitated Crick by dumping chocolate on him, I don't remember, and Lee has Zeta and Ro in custody.
No, they capacitate him by West finally showing up.
Yeah,
and blowing up the entire chocolate factory.
Oh, that's right. He blows up. He like launches a grenade or something like that into the chocolate vat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like stuck,
and knocks out
dangling from a catwalk. And Lee's like, "All right, don't go anywhere. I'll be gone 10 minutes. You rascals, you." And then she goes off and
the very stern finger wiggle.
Yeah, she lets him get away deliberately.
Yeah,
which like again, we were always waiting for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like they set her up in episode 1 as a character that like has doubts.
Yeah,
and
like cool. You're a C tier Montoya now.
Yeah, basically. Actually, let's not even call her that, because that's an insult to Montoya.
It is. F tier.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's acceptable. Anything else in that episode?
Not really. As we said before, these are 2 plot points that we have talked about before, hoping they would do.
Yeah.
We have now seen them. and realize that even our great ideas, they can't execute very well.
Yeah, even when they try and do something a little bit interesting, I think part of the problem is we're used to a higher caliber of storytelling, and I mean that's in pretty much everything we watch ever. Mm-hmm. But also, I think we're used to modern stories that are going to go for those slightly more intellectual arcs,
right,
and concepts.
So we can ask your favorite question of this show. Yes. Does this work as a kids episode?
I think I think they both more or less do.
I think they do.
Like the first one, has like the moral lesson of basically don't be a jackass.
Yeah. Treat your toys with respect.
Yeah.
It's okay to not have real friends as long as you have fake friends.
As long as you treat your toys well. And the second one is just like, it's just a caper. It's just a fun adventure. It's bad, but it's kind of no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, these are not as bad. These are forgettable, but they're not like dreadful. Mm-hmm. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're not insulting.
Right. I would agree with that. When we make our bottom 5 list, these will not be on it.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll break it down by like fine, passable, not insulting, want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
This will fall somewhere in the fine, passable category. I don't really have any notes from friends this week.
Okay.
I was having a chat with Ashley Clark, and she sent over a whole bunch of fanfic, which I haven't had a chance to sit down and start reading yet.
Okay.
But I am going to do that this upcoming week, hopefully. So we'll have more to say on that next week. But for now, why don't we just go into some bad plugs here?
Yeah. What have you been watching, listening, reading?
So I finished Not Your Backup by C.B. Lee, the third book in
how is it?
The Sidekick Squad. It's good.
Okay, the audiobook doesn't come out until September.
Oh, no.
So I'll catch up in September.
In September, yeah. No, because we both really enjoyed that series.
It's very good.
We both discovered it by accident separately.
Mm-hmm. Even though you had told me about it.
But I plugged out the podcast. Well, of course, I wasn't expecting you to. We hadn't yet watched that video about 5 qualities of poor communicators to learn our lesson. But no, it's a series that you and I both really enjoyed. So it's called the Sidekick Squad series.
Mm-hmm. So this is the third book.
This is the first one, or the third one, excuse me. Yeah, the first one follows Jess, who comes from a family of heroes, but she doesn't have powers herself. Mm-hmm. And she takes an internship with her parents' arch nemesis. And then it kind of plays out from there. And then the second one focuses on her friend who does have powers. It's called Not Your Villain. Mm-hmm. And then this third one, it focuses on the character of Emma, who does not have powers at all.
Yeah, and doesn't really know about the other two.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's about her and like over the course of the series, it starts out kind of just being more like a one-off kind of thing, and it becomes this like broader conspiracy. It dips a little bit into the Hunger Games divergent space of like this grand conspiracy and how do we create a resistance and stuff. I think this handles that stuff a little bit better than some of those stories can be done sometimes. It's a little bit more low key in how it approaches it.
What I really enjoy about these books is the stories overlap. So book 1, you're in the full perspective of one character. Book 2, you kind of reread the last third of the previous book from another character's perspective. Yeah. And that's super cool.
They break that trend on this one. It's still a new character's perspect, but there's really no overlap. So I had
well, that's fine. I mean, they left it off kind of at a point to continue.
But they do a pretty good job about revisiting idea. Like, they remind you what happened.
Okay.
No, and I really quite like what they do with it. But I think with that shifting perspective sometimes...
There's going to be a fourth one, right?
There is going to be a fourth one,
okay,
yeah. And I think with that shifting perspective sometimes, the other characters, you don't know exactly what their motivations are. So there's another character in this, whose name is Abby. And...
Oh, I love Abby.
She's very much sidelined, but she's clearly got a lot going on, but they don't really address what it is. Mm-hmm. And like, you're like, okay, then she's probably going to be the protagonist of the fourth book.
Yeah.
And she will
be. They were... Emma and Abby were the two furthest apart in the stories.
Yeah, and so
that would make sense that Emma wouldn't have a lot of interaction.
That structure doesn't necessarily work in its favor here, because you're kind of going like, what the hell is happening with this character? Because we're so far from her in the narrative, but clearly she is getting set up to take on a lot of narrative weight in the next book. So that part alone doesn't quite work for me, but the rest of it I really, really enjoyed.
Okay.
Like, I burned through it relatively quickly, and no, I really, really liked it. I highly recommend.
Yeah, me too.
So I read that, and then I watched Stranger Things season 3.
As did I.
Should we do a little mini spoiler section? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can go through it real quick.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was
I did
amazing.
Too. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, I don't feel like it's a show that has suffered from diminishing returns. I think
it's on par with season 1, much better than season 2.
Did you not like season 2 that much?
Wasn't as big of a fan.
Okay. Yeah, I guess season 2 felt a little bit disjointed.
Well, because I only remember that one-off episode.
Yeah, because it was so weird.
It was so, just like disorienting.
Yeah, and I mean, so we're doing full spoilers here, so they don't go back to that at all. I think whatever that was is done.
There's like a mental flashback to it. It's episode like 6 or 7, where 11 is about to go into the brother's mind.
Oh,
What's the brother's name?
Billy.
Billy, into Billy's mind. And she has like a super quick flashback of... No. She looks at a box of Lucky Charms and sees a rainbow. And then it goes back through that pattern of what her mom used to say.
Oh, yeah.
And that... I mean, it was super quick. I'm like, why did they do that? No one remembers that.
Yeah, I didn't remember that stuff either.
Yeah.
That one moment felt like it was pulling us out, because otherwise, this is a pretty clean narrative.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they did a nice job setting each of the separate groups kind of on their defined path, and then keeping those narrative stories pretty clean and
tying them together pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it's about halfway through when like major stakes are raised, when they discover like the underground lair under the mall, and some of the groups start to converge. And then by the time they finally do converge in the 7th episode, I want to say, like that's a really fun moment when they finally.
It feels great
when they all get together.
Yeah,
because like when they're in the mall and
let's go to the mall today.
When all like the guards are descending on the kids and they get taken out by the car as Elle throws it at them.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff. I love the shopping montage, all done to Material Girl.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's favorite moment because it's so cute.
It is. I mean, they do a really nice job setting up a friendship between Elle and Max this season that I liked a lot.
And the fashion for the next 8 months is all going to be revolved around Elle's outfits.
They're amazing.
They're so good. I already know one of my friends bought that like black pattern romper.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. One of my Disney friends, she got it like the day after the episode came out.
I mean, it's a good call.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
very
romper.
good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was super fun. I love what they did with Steve and Dustin.
Yeah, because they're still the best.
They're still the best, yeah. Like, and they're just on this like spy caper together, and they bring in Robin, and they bring in the
Robin
sister
is
Erica.
So good.
No, she's great. I really love her in this. I loved the heart to heart that Steve.
I was going to bring
had.
up like going into full spoilers and going into your point with Aladdin of how you don't like just everyone automatically falling into the heteronormative. Yeah, everyone's just gay.
Everyone's gay.
Yeah,
if only. So that had been obliquely spoiled for me on one of my like Facebook groups. Someone had like posted the photos like, oh my god, did you? And it's specifically like an LGBTQ group. Someone's like, oh, did anyone else like get really emotional at the end of this heart to heart? I'm like, oh, so she's probably gay.
Yeah.
So that was kind of.
Did it feel natural though, or did it feel okay?
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it to go there because of that, but otherwise I think I wouldn't have expected there. And what I loved with the way they did that was I was actually kind of disappointed because I really liked them together, and I like Steve, and like when he's basically saying that he likes Robin, it comes off as being really sweet and genuine.
Yeah, like you see him change of like like he now obviously he stands up for the less popular kids now, and and I love in this season, I wish they would have had like one more person. You see in the season kind of the repercussions of his character in high school. Yeah. Of like Robin didn't like him because he was a dick to her at the very end when he's trying to get the job at the
video store.
Yeah, and the owner, who was the former owner of the arcade.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who's just like, yeah, fuck you. You treated me like a dick in high school. I'm not going to give you a job.
Right.
Like I think if they would have had one more character, I think it would have been really cool. But you see his full character change, and that's good. Where he is apologetic for what he was before. He's seeing the error in his ways.
Yeah. It's a really crafty way for them to give him that character arc without then forcing a romance to happen. I mean, like, he still got that realization, and then there was that fun twist. And,
yeah.
that she's gay. And
because then at the end of season 2, everyone was paired up already. And so I think it was okay for this one of like, we don't need any more romantic stories.
Yeah.
We have the Black Widow that is Winona Ryder, who's now lost a husband, a boyfriend, and a potential partner.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely true. Wait, did the dad die?
I think so.
They're divorced, right? Or was he
are they divorced?
Yeah, they're divorced. Was he also killed in the first season?
No, we've never seen him.
No, I thought there was an episode with him in the first season.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think we do meet him in the first season. But okay, divorced, dead boyfriend.
Yeah, she's a Black Widow.
Yeah, potentially a dead Hopper.
Yeah.
I mean, they set it up so that he may have escaped like through the upside down, through the portal.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thought of how that happened. Not in show, but in the real world. The actor, what's his name?
David Harper
got his Hellboy contract. I was like, fuck you, Stranger Things.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm the lead in a superhero franchise. We're gonna do great.
Yeah.
And then he finished filming the show or the movie. He's like, fuck, this is gonna be really bad. And he goes crawling back over to the what are the brothers? The
Duffer Brothers.
The Duffer Brothers. It's like, hey, I want to apologize for how I acted before.
Yeah. Can we please bring me back?
Would you mind just like, if there's any way possible,
can we just like,
I'll be in that nasty ass cocoon from the first season.
Oh,
I'll get all greasy and slimy. Just please let me have an acting job again.
Yeah, they definitely set it up so that he could have survived the fallout of the end, either by going through the gate or maybe getting captured by the Russians.
Yeah.
You watched the post-credit sting?
The one where they like throw the other guy into the Demodog.
Exactly. Yeah, they feed some random Russian person the Demodog, and they make a comment about like, no, not the Americans. That could be him, or like I said, he could have gone through the gate.
Yeah.
But one of the things I thought was interesting is that this season in particular has a sense of closure to it, right? It's like Hopper is, as of right now, dead in this universe. The gate is definitively closed.
Right. Winona, Will, and other brother, and 11.
Jonathan, the older brother, and 11 are all leaving town together.
Yeah.
So which basically forces a separation between the sister. What's the sister's name?
I don't remember. This is my problem with the show of binge culture.
Yeah, I know.
It's I want this show to be a week. This show specifically, I think, would be great weekly.
Yeah.
Because I want to have that theory talk.
Okay. Yeah. See, I had mixed feelings in the theory talk thing. Like the theory talk can get a little.
It can get out of hand. Yes.
I want breathing room. I don't necessarily want room to have theory talk.
Okay. I just want room where like I get to think about the characters longer than the 30 seconds between are you still watching this show? Yes, right. Netflix, I'm still watching this show.
Yeah, I try and spread them out a little bit as much as I can, but it doesn't always work. Nancy. So
That's
Nancy,
right, Nancy.
So Nancy and Jonathan were still together. They basically like they're now separated, whether that means a breakup or not. Same with Mike and Elle, who were together like most of the season, and then Will goes along with them too. So it's like, the group is really kind of split in the middle. And then Will.
Poor Will.
Everyone forgets about Will. Okay, wait. Were they implying that Will is gay, or is that me just wanting to see that everywhere?
I think that's just you. I think he just isn't. I think he's the least mature.
Okay.
Because he was gone for a year, basically, in the underground, and then was taken over by a demon.
Yeah, that's fair.
By the Demogorgon. I think he's just
the Mind Flayer.
The Mind Flayer. Sorry, yeah. I think he hasn't had the maturity jump that the others have.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
But I mean, there's always the opportunity.
I know. You know me.
Mm-hmm. Well, because that was what I thought was interesting at the end. Because I forgot that it is still the 80s, where it's not super acceptable to just come out.
Yeah.
And so when they're at the movie store, and she's like, and the owner's like, well, what's in it for you if he brings all these hot girls in? She's like, oh, I just want to see my friend do well.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that friendship, that relationship there. And again, like my problem isn't necessarily with having hetero romances, it's with having exclusively hetero romances at the expense of homo romances and expense of platonic relationships.
Right. And so now we can, hopefully they don't just murder them like they did in Kingsman, but we have a chance for a platonic relationship.
Yeah.
Where you have the exact storyline that I've wanted in a movie, where you have a guy having a crush on a girl turns him down, and instead of guy trying to change her mind, he just says, oh, okay, well, I like where we're at now. Let's just stay friends then.
Yeah, and like that process is aided by the fact that she's not attracted to men.
Right.
It requires an extra level of kind of like emotional sophistication to have them still both be straight and have that. But at least it's happening in some capacity here.
Yeah.
Which is great. And so like, no, I mean, but you kind of get the sense like there's this feeling of closure at the end of the season.
Oh, very much so.
But I mean, I know they have at least one more.
I think they said they wanted to be 4.
Yeah. I thought it was
Or maybe you
4,
told me that.
4 or 5. I thought I heard.
I think 4 should be where it should end.
But at the same time, do you think they should just end it here?
I would be happy if it ended here. Like, I don't have any, like... everything is tied up for me. Like, I feel like everything has a bow on it. If there's more, sure, I'd be happy. But if there's not more, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, I wish I could just get one more episode. Like, I've had my fix.
Yeah, and I would worry that to bring everyone back together in a way that made sense they would also feel like they would retreading story stuff that's been done before or regressing their arcs.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do set it up where I think the next season will probably be next Christmas, because that's what they say is it's either going to be Thanksgiving or Christmas, because they do say like, you know, or Elle is like, did you ask your mom if you can come down for Christmas?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe some of the cast might not be there for the next season.
Yeah, and it's tough because either
are they just gonna go to Russia? Are we gonna get a Rocky
Right, it's
4?
all gonna be set. Oh, now I'm on board. Remake of Rocky 4, but it's Elle.
Yeah, it's Elle versus Hopper. Because he when they're filming
he's Russian now.
Well, he's Russian and he's still gonna have his Hellboy body.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Yeah, I feel like, you know, Elle is kind of the more central character to focus on, but to focus on her,
and she doesn't have powers.
That's a huge thing now.
Yeah,
she doesn't have powers as right now.
We're at the end of X3 again.
Oh, the mutant cure.
Yeah,
and Magneto just a little wiggle.
Mm-hmm. It's like, was it him or was it just a really strong gust of wind?
Exactly. Do we even know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they threw out that continuity anyways.
Right.
But no, I really...
For now.
I really enjoyed the season, actually. I thought it was fantastic. I kind of watched it over about the span of like 4 days.
I spread it out, and it was nice.
Yeah, it's good to break it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But no, I thought it was fantastic.
I agree. Everyone should go watch it.
Yes, go
watch it. If you haven't already, because, I mean, it's like a fucking cultural talking point.
Yeah,
you
gotta get it in quick, which is what's like burning.
Especially right before Comic-Con.
Oh my God,
they're always, because this is the same thing they did with season 1. They plan it right before Comic-Con, so that is the talk.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, if you watched it, if you watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, so that is the
and there's gonna be a panel down there too.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure the Netflix booth is going to do something with it again as well.
Sure. Yeah. What else? Do you have any other things to plug before?
Not really. I started... For you and for our listeners, I have started Long Halloween.
Oh, nice. Yes. How far in are you?
Like a chapter.
How is it so far?
Good. Not far. I mean, I tried to read it on the plane.
Yeah.
I had a surprise friend fly with me. I was in Kansas over the weekend. I had a surprise friend on the same flight as me. We had no idea.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we moved seats around, so we sat next to each other, so we were just hanging out.
Okay.
Then on the flight back, it was 6 a.m. after I was at a bachelorette party until 1 a.m.
Woo.
So I opened it and then immediately fell asleep.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So what's happened so far?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So
yeah.
you might need to go reread that chapter.
Yes. But I have my train down to Comic-Con.
That's true. You do. Mm-hmm. You absolutely do. At least the train down. Because isn't the train back usually pretty insane?
Yeah. But I mean, if I get a seat, then I'll be fine.
Yeah, if you get a seat. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I have one last thing to plug.
Oh, do you?
It's once again me self-plugging.
That's fine.
But I had mentioned this, I think, last week, but the episode's now out. But I was on Ideal Remake with our friend Sam Gash, and we did a pitch for how we would do a new James Bond movie, and it would be loosely remaking From Russia with Love. And it's a super, super fun conversation.
What's that one? To Passport?
Oh, yeah, to Passport with Affection or something like that. Yeah, to no one's surprise, I talk a lot about it because Bond is my number one fandom.
Yes.
But it was a really fun conversation. So the link to that will be in the show notes, and I'll probably do like an additional retweet on Twitter and stuff just to remind people it's out there. Mm-hmm. But it's a fun conversation. Go check it out.
Nice.
So, yeah, but I think that does it.
We did it.
I know.
It's pretty short.
We set out to be faster than normal, and we are, actually. Unless we can drag this out for another 15.
No, I don't want to. It's really
fucking
hot.
Can we do a 15-minute long outro here?
We could, but I'm already sweating.
I know.
Through my favorite hat.
No.
Yeah.
It's like you always wear that hat. Do you own other hats? Do you wear other hats?
I do, but this one just fits me very well.
Why don't you list all of your hats? Maybe try and shoot for about 15 minutes long talking on that subject.
I could. I have an Apu Nahasapipa Pedalon hat.
You've already messed it up.
Nahasapipa Pedalon. I have my Roger Rabbit hat. I have my KU hat. I have my pink something hat. Someone just gave it to me on the beach one day.
You just have some stranger's hat?
No, it was for a beach day with my gym. Another group came over that had just done some other like fitness thing. It's like, oh, we have all these extra hats and merch. Do you guys just want them? Because we're not gonna do anything. So I got a hat from them.
Oh, nice.
I have my red hat, my Air Herc hat. Mm-hmm. I hate this bit. I hope you cut this bit out.
Nope.
What else do I have? That all of them?
You realize
I have my Mickey hat.
You can stop the bit itself.
My Mickey ear hat. No, because I'm a completionist.
God damn it.
I think that's all of them.
Okay. That immediately backfired on me.
And a green one and a black one.
Well, Cameron, if they want to see your hats, where can they find you /them?
If you want to see my art, you can find that at Cameron.Dexter. And if you want to see my face and my adventures, you can find that at CamDexter_adventures.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, on Instagram and only Instagram because Twitter doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's a figment of your imagination.
I am not the biggest fan of Twitter. I cut out Facebook before I would cut out Twitter, to be honest.
Okay.
I mostly keep Twitter for Maddie.
I mean, at this point, for me, Facebook right now is just for the Great Mates group.
Yeah.
And then my 2 art groups.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I don't see friends anymore on that.
I have unfollowed so many people, and my feed is mostly just the various groups that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's the way I prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
People?
Yeah, no. I don't like those.
Yeah, but and also they should definitely be tuning in this week because you'll have tons of Comic-Con stuff.
Yes, I will be sharing all my Comic-Con stuff on Cam Dexter Adventures and as well as Tim Talk when I remember.
Exactly, at Tim Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail. Specifically Instagram this week. I will be sending Cameron reminders.
Thank you, because I will forget.
Go do things.
Mm-hmm.
I will be living a normal, boring life this week on my own, and you will find me doing those things at Lordifer on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect.
So, but yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. We'll be back next week with more Zeta.
Well,
potentially. Oh no, Comic-Con.
No,
next week.
we'll have to do like another Comic-Con decluster.
Yeah,
which will always be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Spread this
Comic-Con
Zeta
extravaganza.
Yeah, we'll just spread this Zeta out like
thick.
a fine, thin butter.
I was thinking like a very rotten jar of mayonnaise.
Oh,
yeah.
Now you've really ruined it for me.
Good.
Oh, and on that note, I'm gonna go throw up.
Yes. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.